I love two books in particular which were easy 5 stars for me. One was from rom-com genre, and the other one is from the life experiences of a famous author philanthropist. Can you guess the books?
Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about the 9 books which I read in the last 2 months.
Following books were on my August TBR, and the books from my September TBR were.
Honestly, these 2 months have been the best reading months for me till now. I have reached my personal best of reading 9 books in 2 months. I would like to slowly increase my reading time more now. Best thing is I have completed all the books on my TBR for both September and August. It was truly an amazing reading journey. So let's start with The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is a wonderful book which is now a classic. It is a fictional story which teaches us some of the most important lessons in life. This book is a journey of a young shepherd named Santiago who is in search of treasure. Finding the treasure is his personal legend or dream. Everyone should follow their dreams. As per the book, if you truly try to go after your dreams, then the universe will help you in fulfilling them. You should not worry about other people's opinion or social norms and just follow your heart. There will be challenges on the path. And as per the book, if you fall 7 times, then you should get up the 8th time and still continue on the path. Now if we relate it to the personal life, Thomas Edison failed 2774 times before discovering a working electric bulb design. I love the book. The book is inspiring and motivational. It is a definite read for anyone who is struggling in life while following their dreams. Paulo Coelho's writing style is amazing. The description of the deserts, different mentors who guide the boy, Santiago's own emotions while he faces the challenges, and the climax of the fictional story. Everything is just amazing. I would rate this book around 4.7 stars. Moving on to the next book, The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. The first half of the book builds the story of John Perdue, a book shopkeeper who runs a book apothecary in Paris. He suggests books to different visitors who are troubled with life problems and believe that their problems have no cure anywhere else. Book was great from start till chapter 11. After chapter 11, the book changed its course, the change which I did not like personally very much. The change could have been, less emotional and more subtle. The second half of the book describes the southern France people and the French culture. Everything which I have never read and experienced before. This is the beauty of reading books. You get to experience different things from the comfort of your home. This book is good and unlike any other book I have read before. This book teaches us about living life, both in terms of celebrating and moving on from hard things. I would rate this book 3.8 stars out of 5. The third book is The Blue Umbrella by Ruskin. I made a detailed book review video on this one. Here is the link for the same. So let's discuss this book in short. This book is a story of a mountain girl named Binya who has a special blue umbrella. She is in love with the blue umbrella. No one in the town has such a pretty umbrella and everyone wants the umbrella, especially Bolaram, the shopkeeper. Bolaram tries in different ways to get the umbrella but fails every time. The story then further unfolds about Binya, Bolaram and the blue umbrella. It is an interesting read. I would recommend it to anyone who is looking to read a short story and wants to experience Ruskin Bond's writing style. I am going to rate this book 4 stars out of 5.
Moving on to the last book of the August TBR, that is The Little Prince. This is a short book of around 100 pages. We can easily call it a children's book as well. This book is a story of a little prince who visits different planets and the different people living on those planets. The author has used his imagination and described everything well. In his journey of visiting different planets, he learns about many different things and principles with which people live. I think this is a good book for children. My reading experience was okayish. It was a different kind of read for me, and it got kind of boring after a while, and I felt like this is not my taste. So I will rate this book 3 stars out of 5. Now let's discuss books from my September TBR. If I have to compare, I'll say that the books from my September TBR were far more interesting than the August TBR. I love 2 books in particular which were easy 5 stars for me. One was from rom-com genre, and the other one is from the life experiences of a famous author, philanthropist. Can you guess the books? Stay tuned to find out more. So let's start with the classic, Selected Short Stories of Rabindranath Tagore. This book was a delight to read. I read this book in 4 to 5 days, and whenever I got time, I used to pick up this book. It is a book which has 12 stories, and every story is written in such a way that you get curious to know what happens next. I did not like the endings of few stories, but still I love the content. My favorite story from the book was about a little talkative girl who forms a bond with the street vendor. The story titled is Kabuli Wala, and the Kabuli Wala visits the girl every time he is in town, and he does that just to hear her talk. The end of the story makes you feel things. I think my overall experience of reading this book was nice, and it can be read by anyone who is looking to read something simple and feel all the different emotion in just 132 pages. I would rate this book a good 4.5 stars. Moving on, the next book is a booktube popular, 7 Years Lived by Ashley Poston. This book is a story of a girl named Clementine who works in book publishing and is brilliant in her job. She does not have much of a social life other than her 2 best friends. She lives in a magical apartment which was left to her by her aunt in her will when she passed away 6 months ago. She was very close to her aunt and misses her a lot. Everything is going on normal in her life until one day she discovers that there is a stranger in her house. She cannot believe it. The stranger calls himself Ivan and says that he spoke to her aunt last week, and she asked him to sublet the apartment for the summer. She finds out things in the apartment are same as how they used to be 7 years ago. She is in shock and cannot believe all of this. She is now in touch with a stranger who is from 7 years ago and has come to visit her in the present. It is the present time for her, but it is 7 years ago for the stranger. The plot of the book is amazing. I love to read such time-lapse concept in the book. The author has done a great job. This book is definitely one of the best rom-coms I have read this year, and I am going to rate this one a 5 star. Yes, this is my first 5 star from all the books I have read in the last 2 months. Coming to the next book, that is Steal Like an Artist by Kleon. This was a very interesting read. I have never read something like this before. Author provides so many ideas to create new work. Basic crux is you copy ideas from your favorite role models, try creating something you like, and in the process something great will turn out. Interesting concept, right? He explains the concept with many practical examples. Best example can be his first book called The Newspaper Blackout. This book is nothing but a compilation of poems which are created out of newspaper cuttings and a marker. I loved the book, and I would recommend this book to anyone who is stuck at work and wants to come out with creative ideas. I am going to rate this book a 4.2 stars. Moving on to the second last book from this video, that is One in a Million by Lindsey Kelk. This was my first time reading Lindsey Kelk, and how was my experience reading the Sunday Times best-selling author? I would say it was not disappointing. This book is basically a story of Annie Higgins, who owns a digital marketing company and is brilliant at her job. She works very hard to make her startup work. And then there is Dr. Samuel Page, who is having 2 PhDs, is a shabby dresser, a cat lover and an introvert. The story basically revolves around these 2 characters, and there is also a makeover process involved. I personally love when there is a makeover process, be it in movies or in books, and the rest you can guess. It is a nice, calm and chill read which you can read by the poolside or by the beach, and you can probably finish this book in one sitting and won't regret reading it. I would rate this book a good 4.8 stars.
Coming to the last book of the video and my second best read, that is 3000 Stitches by Sudha Murthy. This book is collection of stories where Sudha Murthy shares her experiences from her life. In these stories, she visits new cities, meets new people for her work for the Infosys Foundation. One story from this book is which I will remember forever is when Sudha Murthy meets her old friend in Karnataka. Everyone in the friend's family is happy to see Sudha Murthy after a long time. Her friend's father is a botanist who knows a lot about plants, vegetables in general. He shares a lot of information about different edible plants, vegetables, fruits, etc. and some shocking facts as well. I seriously cannot imagine that chili tomatoes, without which Indian food is difficult to make, do not have their origin in India. The friend's father also explains about the origin of the La Tomatina festival from Spain. Guess which movie I remembered after immediately reading this part. Yes, ZNMD, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, which is every Indian's favorite movie. I love that movie. Coming back to the book, I love this book and is a easy 5 stars for me. I would recommend this book to anyone who is looking to read practical Indian life stories, and you can definitely pick up this book and you won't regret it. With this, we come to an end of this video. Let me know in the comment section which books you have read from the books which I shared, and how was your experience reading these books. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe. Also, share it with your friends who love reading. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy reading.